Hey guys, this is Adam with Metapixel, and today I'm going to show you how to perform some keyword research using Google's Keyword Planner tool. So this is going to be helpful for you if you're going to be running Google Ads campaigns or if you're doing SEO for someone and you need a keyword list to go off of, right? There's plenty of tools out there that you can use for keyword research. There's Ahrefs, SEMrush, Longtail Pro. I mean, there's literally dozens of them. But Google has their own free tool that anyone can access as long as you have a Google Ads account. Now, that doesn't mean you need to be running any paid campaigns. You just need to sign up for an account at ads.google.com. You can start running some keyword research and using their tool. So first off, what you're going to do is come to the Google Ads Keyword Planner tool and start to discover new keywords. So for example, here it says meal delivery or leather boots. If you know, generally speaking, what the subject matter is that you're doing the keyword research for, you can start with that. Or if you have a particular website that you're looking to do the keyword research on behalf of, then you can just type in that website here. And what it'll do is Google will actually scan the entire website. Now, depending on how well it's optimized and all of that, it'll actually give you a list of recommended keywords. So in this case, we are running some keyword research for an architectural design company in Southern California. Now, they've mentioned to us that they're looking to serve particularly luxury clients who are looking for an entirely new architectural design for really luxury homes. So these are high-end clients, but they're willing to travel all the way up from Southern California up to the Bay Area. So essentially, we can kind of look at the entire state of California, but we want to make sure we're finding pockets of high income earners, right? But to start, before we get into any sort of demographics targeting, let's look at the keywords themselves, right? That's the first sort of step in all of this. And so what it's done here is scan the website for us, and it spit out a bunch of keywords that it thinks are the most relevant to what this offers. And these are pretty spot on: architectural design, building design, interior architecture, architectural services. Now, again, they're an architectural design company for luxury homes in California, right? So there might even be some, like, for example, Los Angeles. So it does recognize that they're located in Southern California. So it's actually giving us some localized keywords as well. The second way that you can actually perform keyword research is to start with keywords, right? So we've tried it with the website, and that was great, but perhaps we don't see all the keywords that we think are the most relevant, or perhaps we're just missing something, right? So we can actually type in our own keywords. So this is an architectural design firm. So let's just start with that: architectural design firm, right? Or we can say, since we're focused on luxury clients, luxury specifically for homes, they don't actually offer commercial architectural design. Luxury home architects, right? So that's very specific to what they are as a business and what they do. And furthermore, it expands on the type of clients they want to serve and the type of projects they want to take on, which are luxury home projects. And so now we can start getting into how do you interpret the data, right? If you're new to this, this might be completely mind-boggling to you, but it's pretty straightforward once you really get a grasp on it. So the first thing that's going to happen is Google is going to sort the list by most relevant keywords, right? So it'll give you the keywords that you typed in, and it's going to spit out all of the keywords in order from most relevant to those that you've typed in. Right, and then on the next column over, we have average monthly searches. So this tells us on average, month to month throughout the year, how many times people search this, or how many people search this on average per month. So obviously this will vary throughout the year. There's going to be some seasonality to virtually every industry, but it actually does, if you hover over this, give you the rough estimates for each month throughout the year. So it looks like pretty much from March on, things start to kind of die down. The peak season tends to be October, November, December, and even January, February, right? And then, so that's interesting to me. That's not knowledge that I have, but for people that are in the architectural design world, that may be pretty obvious. Now, it does seem like is some fluctuation in, depending on the types of keywords. So, like for example, this one seems to have peaked later throughout the year, right? Luxury home architects. So it's not an exact science, but it does give us an idea, again, what that average number is actually coming from. Sometimes it's 2,000, sometimes it's less than 1,000. So on average, it's about 1,000 according to Google, right? From the next column over, we're looking at the 3-month change. So how much has it fluctuated in search volume in the past 3 months, just to give us an idea of where we're at currently in comparison to that seasonality or volatility throughout the year. And even on the year-to-year basis, so year-over-year change means, in this case, 22% increase this year compared to last year. That means architectural design firm is searched 22% more often than back in 2022. So that's good to know. Competition index value. In order to understand that, we need to understand this column, the competition column, first. So competition in its most simplified form has low, medium, and high. Low means obviously low competition, medium, mid-level competition, high is the highest amount of competition. So what does that really mean though, right? So Google's actually give us an index value from 0 to 100 to analyze the total competition level of each of these keywords. So how low is low competition, right? So in this case, 10 out of 100, 18 out of 100, 9 out of 100, right? If we go down to perhaps medium competition, we're looking at like 50 plus. So 57 out of 100, so that's medium amount of competition. But in any case, that's what that index value really means, is it's giving you a numerical value on the level of competition. They don't give us really much information on how this is interpreted other than this short snippet of information right here. You have add impression share as well. That's typically blank when you run these. I'm not sure why. And then you have top of bid range and top of page bid on the low range, top of page bid on the high range, right? So we're looking at a range of $1.80 to $6.65, 88 cents to $2.57. So you can get a general idea of, what bid range or how much people are bidding on for these types of keywords, right? And it can vary based on competition levels, but that's not always a direct correlation. But you can kind of see in some cases people are spending upwards of $13 per click. Remember, this is a cost per click model if you're running search ad campaigns in Google. And so this is important information if you're running Google Ads campaigns. The competition level will actually be most relevant to you if you're running SEO campaigns. It can be helpful for Google Ads as well, but this gives us an idea of, all right, if we're running SEO campaigns, how difficult is it going to be to rank for some of these keywords? It's going to be a lot more difficult to rank for house design architects near me with a 57 competition index value versus interior design architects near me with a 6 out of 100 competition index value, right? And so, yeah, hopefully that helps you interpret the data. Now let's take a look at some other things here. So once you get a chance to go through the keywords, of course, there's going to be different methodologies for sorting through these keywords, but the most important thing to consider is how relevant are these keywords to my target audience, or how relevant are they to my business or website? If you're not running a business, maybe an organization of some sort, or just a website, right? And so you want to consider how relevant are these to what I do or who my audience is, right? So if I want to attract an audience that is looking for architectural design for a luxury home, then we want to make sure we're finding those types of audiences. We have to put ourselves in the shoes of somebody who's searching this information, right? So how would you type that into Google, right? Or how would you type it into any search engine? So architect firms near me, architecture for residential homes, etc., architect Los Angeles. And so that's going to be helpful information to determine, again, which are the right keywords. So typically what I'll do is put together a list of high volume keywords and low volume keywords, so we have a wide spectrum and a diverse list of keywords, right? Okay, so once we actually get our keyword list together, we have a wide variety of keywords that are relevant and high enough search volume that they're going to bring in some traffic and some leads. Then we're going to want to start saving those keywords. So you can actually start selecting keywords and save them. So once you've done that, you can go down to the saved keywords list, and then it'll show you all the keywords that you have. In this case, I have 102, right? So I typically try to aim for at least 100 keywords, if not more, but it all depends on your business and your goals, right? So then you can just export it. So you can export into a Google Sheet or CSV, however you want to do it. I like to do Google Sheets because it just automatically opens up a sheet for me so I can start sorting through the keywords. And in this case, I'll be presenting this to a client. So I'll probably want to clean this up a bit so there's not so much data here and it's sorted by search volume and all of those things. However you prefer to organize the data, that's what's most important to you. But one thing I'll add here, but without getting into too much detail, is when you have a saved keyword list, now you can actually start forecasting how many leads can you get from this list. Now, this is only relevant to anyone who's running Google Ads campaigns, but it's really important, right? And so in this case, we're targeting audience in California. So we want to make sure our geo-targeting is set to California, right? And now we can look at, based on the keywords that we've saved in our plan that we've sorted through and carefully selected, these are the projections and the forecasts that we can anticipate based on X amount of budget and based on those keywords, right? I've set a conservative conversion rate of 3%. That's typically like industry average across the US, across all industries. It can vary based on different factors, right? But let's just say conservatively 3%. So in that case, according to Google, we can receive 63 conversions for $1,000 a month, right? So that's great. That means we're going to be receiving 63 potential leads from this advertising budget of $1,000, right? Conservatively speaking. And why is that? It's because we have a very low average cost per click of 48 cents. So we're actually able to spread that budget so thinly that we can get 2,100 clicks a month from just $1,000, right? And so we're able to receive about 63 conversions on average. Now you can work your way backwards. Say if you only have a limited budget, let's say you only have a $500 budget, you can just simply slide through this scale, right? Let's try to get as close as we can to 500. You can see exactly what, or I guess a rough estimate of what you can expect to receive with that, with those conversions, or with that budget, excuse me. And so in this case, we'd probably receive around 48 conversions, which is awesome. But let's say you have a little bit more budget to work with. You're a bigger company, budget's not really concerned. You just have goals to set. So you have goals to meet. So let's say your goal is to get 100 conversions per month. Let's say you have a sales team that closes 10% of every sales call, and your goal is to close 10 new customers or clients per month, that means you'd have to have 100 conversions off the bat. That means so with that in mind, and you have those goals set, you realistically would have to spend $3,500 a month on Google Ads to reach those goals, right? And so those are some ways that you can kind of use this tool to sort of forecast and project, what you can expect in terms of leads, or work backwards with a given budget to see what you can expect in general to get out of any Google Ads campaign using this Google Keyword Planner tool, and based on these keywords that we've selected. So hopefully that helps. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. If there's more to add, if I've missed anything, if you have any helpful tips, if you have done this yourself, or you have more to add to this, please do, and I'd be happy to cover this in another video. But please like, subscribe, and I look forward to talking with you again. Thank you.